Right, welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a full trailer, okay? Just from the outset, it's only 30 seconds, so I guess we can call it just a teaser trailer. But I thought I would kickstart today's videos with something that probably a lot of people haven't seen yet. This is actually a Chinese Joker trailer, and it allegedly, because I've not watched it, it allegedly has new footage. I hope it does, because I'm not trying to mislead you. I try to do the reactions, you know, like a legit, actual, honest reaction. So I've not seen it yet, but reading the articles, it looks like there's some new footage. Now, what we'll do is we'll watch this, take a look at it. I thought this would be a good way to kickstart today's video, something good, something positivo. And then there's something interesting I wanted to talk about with respect to DC and Diane Nelson, who is behind DC. So we'll watch this, talk about it, and then we'll talk about Diane Nelson over at DC, because there seems to be something brewing over there. Let's get into it. That's new. That's new. Okay. It's in a... Okay, wow. I don't know. It looks so good. And note, they didn't have to put any... There's so much action going on, but that wasn't what they set the tone with respect to music. Very, very interesting. Let's take a look at that again, because tonally, it's all relaxed and stuff like that, but then showing all this bombastic action. And there is a lot of new footage in there, actually. A lot of action. A lot of action. So apparently a lot of this dancing stuff is improv. Apparently it wasn't in the script. Is this music? This is from a recent interview. Anyway, recent interviews. This is kind of music that's inside him, and it starts to come out more and more as he embraces his persona. That's new. I think we've seen maybe a bit of it before, but this is new. This is new. So it goes to show the amount of chaos that he's been causing. And this, what an action set piece this is. Who'd have thought this was going to be in the Joker? We've seen this before. This is apparently young Bruce Wayne. I wonder if he... That looks like a police car, doesn't it? I would imagine... Based on what he's wearing, because he looks to be in the red suit jacket, I would hasten... I bet you anything that this is the end of the movie. I bet you anything, because he's got the tears down his face. From the leaked footage, people that have seen it will corroborate, and you would agree with this, I think. Seen the leaked set photos of this? Ah, it looks so good. So good. No. So good. Right, okay. So I thought that would be a good way to start it. How amazing was that? I think that looked epic. Really top notch, actually. So the other thing here is some interesting snippets of info with respect to turmoil over at DC. Basically just studio heads having a go at one another. So we'll take a look at this, but I would love to hear your thoughts on that Joker footage. Genuinely, like, what did you think of that? The new footage looks epic. It looks like there's a lot more action than I had previously thought was going to be in this film. Cars flipping over? I didn't think that would be a part of this film. Like, Jesus Christ. It looks epic. It looks really good. So I'd love to hear your thoughts, so let me know down below in the comments. And if you don't want to stay for this part, that's fine. Please do click off. But if you are new here, then make sure you hit subscribe just before you go. Now, this is interesting for a number of reasons. I'll take these off so I stop shouting. Sorry. This is interesting for a few reasons, and it's tied to the Joker. Because Diane Nelson was the head of DC, basically. DC Entertainment, co-president. Now, she goes on Twitter to defend the Joker's violence, but also throws some shade on Geoff Johns, which is really interesting. Because Diane Nelson's, leaving and resignation from DC was thought to be kind of internal struggles and stuff like that. Variety said that apparently Nelson wasn't forced out, but it looks like maybe she was. And I'll hand the question on over to you guys, of course. But it says something appears to be brewing at DC, or already has, as the former co-president of DC Entertainment, Diane Nelson, takes to social media to offer that she is not friends with Geoff Johns while defending the new Joker movie. So that's why it's linked to the Joker, because she still seems to be very, or was at the very least, instrumental in that film in some manner, or shape or form anyway. So long story short, back in March of 2018, saw Nelson take a leave of absence from DC over personal matters, with Dan Didio, Jim Lee and Geoff Johns, and Amit Desai continuing to run the company's day-to-day operations. Now, Nelson would then resign on June 5th, 2018, but she said it wasn't forced resignation. 2 weeks later, Geoff Johns would also resign. So again, starts to kind of, come together from being co-president and the chief creative officer of DC Entertainment, with the reason being reported that Johns could start his own production company. Yeah, that makes sense, because, conflict of interest and things like that. But very quick succession. Now this comes out. Quite telling. So now, while defending the violence in the new Joker movie by linking to an article at The Hollywood Reporter in defense of Joker and its repulsive violence, responded to comments from Twitter users in regards to not defending the Zack Snyder movies, Diane Nelson says that she is not a buddy of Geoff Johns. So I know this might not be interesting for a few people, I know that, but we'll take a look at this as industry news. Because it really is industry news. If people are... It starts to piece a picture together of potentially why there's been such a turmoil over at DC under Warner Brothers, the Warner Media Group. If these things are happening at the head level, co-president level, that's probably why things have been going astray, I would say. Now, Diane Nelson defends Joker, not Zack Snyder. So Diane Nelson didn't go into further detail, but obviously there seems to be bad blood between Nelson and Geoff Johns, which may have led to her departure from DC, or even both of them. Johnson continues to write comics for DC, but interestingly enough, Doomsday Clock has been severely delayed. Now, regarding the fans' comments about Zack Snyder, Snyder received a lot of heat following the release of Man of Steel for all the violence surrounding Superman battling Zod and the Kryptonians in the streets of Smallville and city of Metropolis, as the argument was Superman should have taken the fight to a cornfield, yet Superman is fighting a dozen Kryptonian super soldiers that share the same powers, and he never really used his powers before in battle. I digress, which makes sense. Snyder also received heat for BVS, and of course was replaced on Justice League. So here's the actual exchange, right? In defense of Joker and its repulsive violence. Interesting that she would tweet this. And then his exchange. You couldn't defend Zack's movies and whatever little darkness there was. Busy playing politics then. But now I guess dark violence is cool. And then obviously released the Snyder Cut. Seems to be the continuing factor there. Too busy helping her buddy Jeff destroy his work from the inside. He's no buddy of mine. Although you can't see that. Let me just scroll this up here. There you go. He's no buddy of mine. So it's quite telling. I think this is probably why a lot of the movies have fallen apart. What do you think? What do you think of this? And obviously, what do you think of the Joker? Like I said, I know this is not for a lot of people's cup of tea, but for me, I find this stuff interesting because it's industry news. And it starts to piece a picture together of why potentially we've had severely, underperforming DC movies. That's as politically unbiased as I can get with it, I guess. there's no other way to look at it, right? Like, severely underperforming movies with respect to fan and critical response. Anyway, love to hear your thoughts. Joker, Chinese trailer, what did you think? More action than you were anticipating? Does it get you more hyped? Let me know down below in the comments. And this stuff, what do you think? Let me know. If you're new here, hit subscribe, smash that like and share button if you did enjoy it. Please do check out my comedic merch underneath every single video. We've got a lot there. We've got Joker inspired merch. We also have some Terminator inspired merch. We've got Space Jesus, and we've got Xenomorph merch as well. So go check it out. Something there you might like, and it does help support the channel. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Mr. H. Take care.